First Alert Weather is brought to you by the Medical Center.
So a lot to cover, even though we have still yet to see the first shower come in or thunderstorm come to the area. We're seeing some development back to the west, and it's what happens over the next couple of hours that may determine the severity of what's going to come through later. As we take a look at First Alert Live Doppler radar again, kind of skewed out to the west of us so we can see some developing showers. Nothing intense going on here, not even thunderstorms, but it is a sign that things are starting to get organized. But we've had a lot of cloud cover, enough to hold down and cap off the atmosphere just a bit, but that cap is likely to break a little bit later as the cold front starts to move into the area. In fact, the latest information from the Storm Prediction Center, as you see here, showing a moderate risk. That's the orange shaded area there. And as I mentioned before, Bowling Green and all of the WBKO viewing area is right in that center part of that moderate risk area. And in just a second, I'll show you the timeline of what we think as far as that main thrust of the worst of the winds and maybe the tornado potential coming in a little bit later. Even though it's a low tornado threshold here that we're looking at, we can't completely rule out the possibility we could see a few of those later today. So let's show you what's going on right now as far as temperatures, and boy, they are coming up very rapidly into the mid and upper 60s, now approaching the 70-degree mark in Greenville and in Madisonville, almost there here in Bowling Green and Scottsville. It is 70 now in Burkesville at the Mesonet site there, with winds really gusting now 25 to 30 miles per hour, and those winds are going to pick up as we go through the rest of the afternoon. Lots of cloud cover now, but from time to time we get a little bit of filtered sunshine that comes through, and this time of the year it really doesn't take a lot of sun energy to heat up the atmosphere and cause a severe weather situation to pop up. So that's something that we're really going to keep an eye on here in the next few hours. 69 degrees right now, south winds coming in at 15. Occasionally we're getting some gusts close to 30 miles per hour. Here is a magic number we're keeping an eye on. Dew point temperature at 57, which means there's a lot of moisture already in the atmosphere. We just need something to trigger it, either the sun or a cold front, and we're going to have both of those maybe as we go through the rest of the afternoon. That's why this is in a sense somewhat of a dangerous situation, especially with the wind component. Franklin 68 right now from the Mesonet site in Simpson County. You're seeing some sunshine breaking through the clouds there. Munfordville, you're mainly cloudy. You're at 68 degrees up in Hart County. Glasgow at 68 and mainly cloudy. Occasionally some sun breaking through that overcast. Same goes for Russellville. You're at 69 degrees. Litchfield is at 66. 68 right now in Bowling Green, 71 even in Knoxville and Memphis. Look at this, 63 in St. Louis. It's only 38 though in Kansas City. Down the road, Springfield, Missouri at 70 degrees. You can see the dividing line of where that area of low pressure and the front is making some headway, but we have still yet to see the first of any kind of severe thunderstorm or tornado watch, but I do anticipate a tornado watch going into effect for our area in the coming hours as this thing starts to get underway. Right now, it's just the wind advisory, flood watches and warnings off to the north where some of that snowpack will melt, and then heavy rains are going to come over the top of that. That's another component to this severe weather event, the potential for very heavy rainfall as this comes in with the strong winds, blinding rainfall later tonight. And here you see kind of that line that's trying to get going here out ahead of the main system. And so that will be the area that we'll need to watch over the next couple of hours. All that back toward Kansas City, behind the low. Cold air wrapping around it, it's all snow. And that's where the snow is going to come down pretty hard. Here's our line of storms, and this the models have slowed this down just a hair, so it may be a little bit later than what I'm getting ready to show you as far as a timeline here. Let's take a look at that. As a matter of fact, all these times are central. We're looking at any time between 3 and 5 o'clock to the west of Bowling Green for the afternoon initiation of some of these, or the line of thunderstorms. Then sometime after, say, between 4, 6, or 7 o'clock this evening right through the Bowling Green area, and then sometime after 7, 8, 9 o'clock out to the east. So this is going to be a west to east progression of that main line, and right along that line is where the strongest of the winds and the potential for wind damage is going to happen, and maybe even a few brief spin-ups little brief, short-lived tornadoes that may end up at the leading edge of that line as we get through the evening hours. Windy and warm, thunderstorms developing late, 75, and if we hit that, that'll equal the record high for today. Breezy thunderstorms ending tonight, then colder, 37 tomorrow, up to 54. Much cooler, but still very nice and sunny. 60 Saturday, 49 Sunday. Much cooler trend coming in for the middle of next week, with even temperatures falling back down into the 30s. And speaking of weather, today on our weather web channel, or our web channel, WBKO.com, the question of the day: do you own a weather radio? Just go to WBKO.com. You can tweet us your answer if you want to, _newsroom, text poll to 34792, or log on to vote. Then watch WBKO at 10 tonight for those results. Our severe weather toolkit also available at WBKO.com. Check that out now. We'll be back with more Midday Live after the break.